It was in 2009. I was working at EMC in the Bronx, and I didn't get any training or anything. I was just like started going into the streets, doing the sidewalk counseling, but I didn't know how to do it. So a friend of mine that she's Mexican, she was with me in the Life House. She told me about Monsignor and about his prayer vigils and the trainings and that all the stuff. And I found out the video, the DVD at the cross. So I watched it on the TV and I love it. So I in the first opportunity that I had, I just came to the monastery and I had a retreat with him, and it was a beautiful experience. And I would become his fan. It was the truth. And then in the same month, I came again for another retreat, and then that was in November. And then the next year in March, he went to El Paso, Texas, and I'm Mexican, so I live very close by. So I decided to go again. So I started like following him, and every time that I come to New York, I try to spend some time with him. And thank God, last year and on 2010 and 2011 and 2012, he went to Mexico, and I was doing the translation for him. So it has been a blessing for me because in the past 4 years, I've been spending so much time with him and learning so much, and have the honor of translating all his stuff in Spanish while he is in my country. So it has been, it is great.
Today at the vigil, it was just a beautiful time spent amongst others who recognize that life is beautiful and life is precious, and that together we need to pray for the end of abortion. So being led by Monsignor Riley, we processed through the streets of Queens, and we walked to Choices Abortion Clinic, and there together we prayed. We prayed the rosary together. We prayed for the woman who walked into the abortion clinic. We prayed for the babies. We prayed for the conversion of souls, the conversion of the abortionists that are inside, the conversion of the escorts who were there leading the girls in. So it was a beautiful time as a young woman who recognizes the sacredness of human life. I desire to learn and to grow in this conviction, and so to be present amongst not only Monsignor Riley, but amongst others who were older than myself and have been around and have seen the changes since Roe v. Wade 40 years ago. This January, it was very important and very significant to me.
Well, it wasn't my first time praying outside of an abortion clinic. I mean, it was my first time in New York praying outside of a clinic. It was really interesting, just how I'd never seen girls being escorted to inside the clinic, and it was very, I felt like it was very fake the way the escorts provided the care for the women, because they would just take the girl and drop her off and just kind of like shove her in, and not really like truly care about the woman. And in fact, there was a guy, a pro-lifer, standing on the other side, and he was trying to hand out pamphlets to the girls, and one girl I saw her turn, kind of look backwards and try to go to the guy, and the escort woman in the white coat, which was kind of creepy actually, how they wore the white coats, she takes the girl and just kind of forces her into the clinic. And I guess just the impression that I got from being there this morning was just the bitterness that women and that these women have, and just a lack of peace in their lives. You can tell that there's a lot of hurt going on, and it's not just for the children. And that is what's really kind of moving in my heart lately, is that abortion really does not just kill children. It kills the lives of these women silently, and it's heartbreaking to see these women who just are so emotionally dead.
I first learned about Monsignor Riley about 3 years ago. I had come across the Helpers website and was fascinated as I read through who Monsignor is and who the Helpers are, and how this beautiful idea of people coming together to pray for the end of abortion and to be there to stand present in front of the abortion clinics, to be that support and to be that prayerful support. I connected with it so well. And as I read through, I remember just reading every single link on the website, and from that point I was like, I need to meet this Monsignor Riley. And then learning that he was essentially in my backyard, I signed up for one of the retreats. I contacted Monsignor, and since then I tell everybody about Monsignor, and I bring as many people as I can to meet him, and to meet his helpers as well.
I think it was it happened to many things in my life. I did a lot of mistakes, and I was the typical person or young women that if you ask about abortion, I will say, well, it depends, in the case and stuff, and I didn't have like a strong belief about it. So it was a friend of mine, the same one that introduced me with Monsignor, and we were in London in that time. It was 2008, and she's a very pro-life person, and then she asked me about that, the same thing, like, what do you think about abortion? And I said, well, depends in the case, if the woman, blah 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 blah. And then she kind of, I can see how her face changed, and then she started teaching me, but in a very charity way. She didn't judge me, and she just like started teaching me like what happened to women, how women get so damaged and endured about abortion, and all this aftermath things that abortion aftermath, and so I just get shocked about it. But it was immediately, I didn't need much. I think like when she asked me and I say dependent, and she started talking about like this is not right, I felt that, oh, this is a fanatic, this is a fanatic Catholic woman, and it was this close that I shut down myself and not listen to her. But she was so eloquent that I couldn't do that, and she just got me immediately, and since then I got like on fire, like my heart was on fire about the subject, and I fight a lot with people, and I argue a lot about abortion because I knew that it was bad, like all the injury, all the damage, and of course the soul, the spiritual soul of the woman, it's completely destroyed. So since then I had that on my heart, but I was quite coward back then. I couldn't go outside of the clinic. I was like, I don't know how to do it, but I don't know, God put me in the way of going in the streets and even doing counseling, which I never thought that I would be able to do that. So he has his ways.